Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks Plays Naval Action, and today we are looking at another ship, the HMS Indefatigable. It's a beautiful ship, really, and a very sturdy given the fact that it is supposed to be a fifth rate. We will go into the ship and its details shortly, but I figured let's first read a little bit about its history and whatnot. So, the HMS Indefatigable, and we are talking about built in 1784, which is the one that is being used in-game. It was originally designed as one of the Ardent class 64-gun third-rate ships of the line, designed by Sir Thomas Slade in 1761 for the Royal Navy. It was built as a ship of the line, but most of her active service took place after her conversion to a 44-gun Razee frigate. And Razee frigate basically means that its top deck was cut off, so it was reduced by one deck. So think of it as a, I guess, neutered ship of the line. Okay, that being said, she had a long career under several distinguished commanders, serving throughout the French Revolutionary Wars and Napoleonic Wars. She took some 27 prizes, alone or in company, and the Admiralty authorized the issue of 4 clasps for the Naval General Service Medal in 1847 to any surviving members of her crews from the respective actions. She was, unfortunately, broken up in 1816. Let's talk a little bit about its construction. I'm obviously reading this from the wiki. Indefatigable was ordered on 3rd of August 1780, long after the Slade's death, and her keel was laid down in May 1781 at the Buckleshard shipyard in Hampshire, owned by Henry Adams. She was launched in early 1784 and completed from 11 July until the 13th of September that year at Portsmouth Dockyard as a 64-gun, 2-decked third-rate ship for the Royal Navy. She had a cost of £25,210 pounds. Her total initial cost, including fitting and everything, was £36,154. I don't know the other values. By the time she was already anachronistic for the role of the ship of the line, as the French only built more powerful 74-gun ships and was never commissioned in that role. In 1794 she was razeed. Her upper gun deck was cut away to convert her into a large and heavily armed frigate. The original intention was to retain her 26 24-pounder gun decks and to mount 8 12-pounder guns on her quarterdeck and the further 4 on her forecastle, which would have rated her as a 38-gun vessel. However, it was at this time that the carronade was becoming more popular in the Navy, and her intended armament was altered with the addition of 42-pounder carronades to go on the quarterdeck and on her forecastle. Indefatigable was after then rated as a 44-gun fifth rate, along with Magnanime and Anson, which were converted about the same time. During the French Revolutionary Wars, she was serving commissioned in 1794 under the command of Captain Sir Edward Pellew. He commanded her until early 1799. On the March of 1795, the Indefatigable, Concord, and Janson encountered numerous French prizes: Tremere, Minerve, Gentil, Regeneration, and a brig and a sloop of unknown names. In October, Dutch East Indian Manzili was wrecked in the Isles of Sicily with a loss of 25 of her 70 crew, where Indefatigable rescued the survivors. On the March 1796, Indefatigable and her squadron chased 3 French corvettes, of which Volage of 26 guns ran ashore under a battery at the mouth of Loire. Volage lost her masts and is running ashore, but the French were later able to refloat her. Her 2 escorts, Sagis and Eclatant, escaped in the river. In this action, Amazon had 4 men wounded. The squadron also captured and sank numerous merchant vessels between 11th and 21st March. And the vessels sharing the prize were Indefatigable, Concord, Revolutionaire, Amazon, Argo, and the hired armed cutter Dolly and hired armed lugger Duke of York. There is a lot, and it has a very rich history. I'll link the description because I want to go over some other feats of Indefatigable. Now, the Indefatigable is also a name of the ship in the TV series Hornblower, if you have seen it, I don't know. Hornblower is an umbrella for the British historical fiction television films based on C.S. Forester's 10 novel about the fictional character Horatio Hornblower, a Royal Navy officer during the French Revolutionary War and Napoleonic Wars. The series ran from 7th October 1998 until the January 23 with Ian Grudford in the title role. It was produced by British broadcaster Meridian Television and shown on ITV. It is an excellent series. I've watched it, and in that series, actually the role of HMS Indefatigable is filled by another ship, and today it's called Étoile du Roi, or King's Star, or Étoile de Roi, formerly known as Grand Turk. It's a 3-masted 6th-rate frigate designed to represent a generic Nelson Age warship, with her design greatly inspired by HMS Blandford. The ship was built in Marmaris, Turkey in 1996 to provide a replica of the frigate for the production of the TV series Horatio Hornblower, and nowadays that tall ship is used mainly for sailing events. I was actually on that ship. Sadly, I don't have any video footage of it, but I do have a picture that I might dig up, and I'll put it in the picture-in-picture here within this video. It is based in Saint-Malo, Brittany, in France. So if you happen to pass beside Saint-Malo, I recommend you check it out. It is a beautiful ship. It is a 6th rate, not a 5th rate as the original HMS Indefatigable, and it doesn't resemble it one bit, but it's still a nice thing to check, and since it was featured in the TV series, I guess. Alright, now, talking about the HMS Indefatigable, let's talk a little bit about her characteristics. Now, it was introduced a little bit later to naval action, and it is heavy. This, if you're thinking of Surprise, Belpool, and others, well, I'm actually surprised that those two are in the same category. It has almost the double battle rate. It has a double battle rating of the Renemy and almost a double of a Surprise, sitting at 250. Trincomalee only being the 225. Now, HMS Indefatigable's superior armor, which it has a lot of, and the structure, which it has a lot of, and decent cannons do come at a cost. She is slow as hell. So if you're thinking like a slow, tanky fortress that's on seas, well, that would be the correct description for the HMS Indefatigable. If you want to... her turn rate isn't nearly as bad as Endymion or Trincomalee, so her turn rate is, I would say, decent. It turns sort of like a frigate or a Belpool, a little bit around that numbers. Note that Trincomalee and Endymion have far worse turn rates than she. Or it. Right. That being said, it has by far the most superior structure of all the 5th rates, and it has the thickest armor. So just to compare it with, for example, Trincomalee, which we know it's a decent one, but let's say it has almost 20% more structure, and while Trincomalee has 36 centimeter armor, or 60 centimeter armor, the Indefatigable has 65. And also, when talking about the shot weight, it has it has the highest shot weight when using the carronades, a total of 924, which is roughly the double of the Surprise, for sure. So double shot weight if you're using carronades, and let's say 3 times the amount of the shot weight of the Surprise if you're using cannons. So although when you're comparing the shot weight in terms of cannons versus carronades, its shot weight doubles. But given the fact that you have to use the carronades are fought up close, I didn't find carronades as a viable solution for the Indefatigable. Let's talk a little bit about its armament. It has the capability of mounting 12-pounder cannons on the top deck and 24-pounder carronades. The only other ship in the class being able to do so is the Endymion, but that one only has 9-pounders on the top deck. Speaking of the carronades, it's the only 5th rate that could pack a 42-pounder carronades. So, looking a little bit on its strong sides and also the armament, considering the fact that she is a Razee, she is extremely sturdy. I mean, you will be able to solo a mission or a combat mission or a fleet combat mission for the Master and Commander in it. I was able to do so, and I will actually show it to you probably in one of the next videos. It has great armament, especially on the top deck, given the 24, or especially given that it packs 24-pounder cannons. However, it is the slowest 5th rate, and if we're trying to compare its speed with that of the Constitution, I would say those two are on par, with the Indefatigable having a much better turn rate, though. So it is a little bit better when turning. However, I mean, the Constitution has better armament when it comes to it. It is also a very big target. Its cross-section is, fat, so... But then again, it's not meant for hiding or avoiding. It's meant for taking the damage and soldiering on. One of these facts also, given its speed, it's that she sails a very poorly close hold. Don't even try, seriously. This is the ship that you don't want to be turning against the wind. You can, and it will turn, but it is slow as hell. So, my advice, just try to keep on the wind's good side with this one. Right, that being said, let us look a little bit battle. I took here an undemanding battle against the Surprise, which is just a regular combat order, because I wanted really to focus on the ship, its history, its looks, without having to worry about too much in terms of what it's doing. But I will show you the full capabilities of the ship when I will be in the next episode soloing a fleet consisting of, I believe, we had a Cerberus, frigate, couple of Navy brigs, and so it's a really powerful ship. I'm actually, like I said, I'm actually surprised that it's rated as 5th rate, because I guess I could see the engagement where the Indefatigable would be duking it out with the Constitution. And given its turn rate, I would consider even that it would be able to keep on the Consti's tail and actually pound her in the ass big time. But I cannot verify that until I actually try it, which I actually might do in maybe some of the future episodes. Her setup that I'm using here is I am using 12-pounder long cannons for the top deck and the 24-pounder cannons for the bottom deck or the gun deck. Right, and as you can see, this Surprise has already had her fair share of pounding, so I'm trying to sail and actually finish the job, which I hope I will be able to do so soon. As you can see, it's almost dead in the water. I'm preparing for that final broadside that would hopefully seal her fate. Depowering the sails. Lower the cannons. Right. And she's running away. And fire! I mean, given at this angle, we really don't need to care that the ship is at a low angle and trying to escape. So I think Steede's white fate is sealed over here. No really need to, you know. Oh, and we will be sailing into the sunset. And he hit my rudder, and look, I was duking it out with him for so long, and he barely managed to scratch my paint. I think that's a good testament enough. That's a testament good enough to just say how sturdy this ship really is. Okay, and let's see. Test shot. To the hull. Another to the hull. Fire! I would argue that Steede is going to sink sooner rather than later, which might actually want me to put myself into the looting position, see if we can get something useful out of him. I mean, he is thinking, that's for sure. The only question is, what is he thinking about? Yes, sorry, poor reference here, but if you have seen that joke, it's just hilarious. Yeah, he is thinking, alright. So going to dead slow so that I'm approaching, and the battle is over. Yes, I will not bore you with the looting screen, but suffice to say that I was able to loot this and got a nice healthy portion of the XP and also some medium cannons and some hull repairs. Well guys, that's it. Like if you like the episode, hit subscribe for more naval action content, and I'll see you all in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off. And cut.